Why, hello there, everybody, and of course, welcome to yet another Let's Play. And of course, another Crash game for the Game Boy Advance. And maybe even at some point, I might even do Entranced, who knows? The sequel to Huge Adventure. Maybe, we'll see about that one. But for now, let's just, erase file 2, I guess. I can keep file 1 for whatever reason. This is Crash the Titans for the Game Boy Advance. Now, obviously, I'm pretty sure most people can probably read the title. I don't need to spell that out for anybody. But I know this game tends to get some flack, right? This is the same thing with Crash Purple, where like people don't really seem to care too much about Crash Purple, and that one I can understand. And honestly, for a while, I remember when I had Crash Purple, I think I liked it enough at first when I first played it, and then after a while, I kind of just said, oh, this is kind of dog shit. And then I started playing it again as I got older, and I'm like, it's not even really that bad. Like, Spiral Orange is pretty... I mean, I don't like Spiral Orange compared to Crash Purple. I think I like Crash Purple better. But, yes. This game also seems to get some hate toward its way, which I always found weird, because, like, when the original console version came out, I can understand, because Crash the Titans was a completely different game in comparison to your regular Crash game. And it was basically ported to, like, you know, almost every goddamn thing out there. Game Boy, DS, Wii, you name it. Well, PSP even. Except for, of course, like, PS3 and stuff. It was just, like, PS2. But, this one seems to get the most flack out of all of them. Which, back then, when I was young, I actually owned both the Game Boy one and I owned the DS one. And I used to think the DS one was dog shit. But things have changed. But there's one thing that's always been kind of consistent with me in my opinions about Crash the Titans, and that's... I'm not a big fan of the... I'm not the biggest fan when it comes to the console version, though. I don't mind it nowadays. Back then, I was kind of like, I don't really care much for it. But nowadays, like, it's alright. It's fine. Yeah, it's not Crash, but it works for what it is, right? I used to prefer the Spyro beat-em-ups, actually, funny enough. But there's one thing that's never changed, and that is Crash the Titans for the Game Boy. I have always loved this game, and I think I will still love it for as long as I can, honestly, still potentially like the game, I guess. I don't know. Alright, fuck this tutorial reading shit. I'm not reading all that. Basically, to give you guys an idea, Crash the Titans for Game Boy is what it is. It's a beat-em-up 2D side-scroller game. And it also has upgrades, and also very, very shit easy bosses. But, you know, that's just me being honest. As you can no doubt tell, Cortex is just pathetically easy. So, Crash the Titans works almost the same way that its other counterpart does, but a little bit different. Not only is it a side-scroller, but they have an interesting collective of, like, upgrades. I mean, yeah, you still collect Mojo, like you do in the console one, to get upgrades. But the thing is, in the... I think both the console version and this one, whenever you get enough Mojo... at least Mojo in the console one does not count toward, like, an overall grade. I think it's just random Mojo, if I remember correctly. In this game, it counts as, like, 100% of the level, I think. No, actually, no, that's not true. It's not true either. But either way, they kind of work the same, where, like, once you collect a certain amount of Mojo, you'll get an instant upgrade that you can't really exactly choose what it was. I don't remember if the other one did that or not. I don't think so. And then whenever you collect enough Wumpa Fruit, you should also get a max health upgrade, too. Which I don't remember the console version having that. I think they were just used for health. But just to kind of go over, like, a few little things here. I mean, you can also, like, you know, jack enemies. You can, you know, rub one out, help them jelk. That's what Mind Over Mutant did, actually, was you would jelk enemies, not jack them anymore. Weird change, but, you know. So, yeah, it basically works the same in terms of concept. Beat them up, you jack enemies, you get big enemies that hit small enemies, you get collectibles. Which this game also, by the way, does have more collectibles, technically. It's got the gems, it's got the... Not really crystals. Crystals are used as a weird sort of pseudo invincibility thing. But it has... I'll explain once we get to that, I'm sure. But you also have, like, tikis. Fuck off. Yeah, press R to do power, L to jack. There you go. Every big creature. Every Titan has a specific power. And yeah, you collect mojo, blah, blah, blah. And then he's just basically telling you, like, you can jump off the enemy or whatever, I think. That's what he was getting at. Yeah. Aku, shut up. I get it. But yeah, Tiki Masks are a collectible, which... Actually, hold on. There was more collectibles also in the console version, too. You had those miniature rooms you go play in. Fuck, I forgot about that. Alright, so gems are a currency in this game. That's how they work. They're not really... I mean, they are hidden for the most part. Like, they're supposed to be. But the thing is, they're not really, like, super hidden anyway. And depending on how many gems you have, you can gain access to, like, even potentially more powerful enemies. By the way, I'm not trying to skip too fast through Aku, but at the same time, it's still, for what it's worth, in all honesty, a tutorial. Yeah, if you happen to kill off... Alright, good, we got double jump now. If you happen to kill off your Titan, you can either go to a vending machine and go buy a new one, or at the very least, you can just go find one around. So, crystals, since we just picked up another one, what exactly do they do? Because they're bizarre and they're weird. Basically, whenever you collect the first one, yeah, make it invulnerable for a short period of time. I already said that, but yeah, the more of them you collect, you'll see that my time limit goes up just a little bit further. Doesn't last that long, but it lasts long enough to where, you know, it's pretty noticeable that, yeah, it's definitely gaining some extra stuff. I think just jumping on it should, yeah, I was going to say, jumping on it knocks it down. And then this is, I forget exactly what the Titan's name was. I don't exactly remember the Dove Hand. But basically, it's an electric variant. And yeah, sometimes you can jack on to an enemy from one to another. And whenever you jack to another enemy, you tend to, another Titan, you tend to kill off that last Titan you were just jacked onto. And then, you know, now you have the other one to play with. It's relatively pretty straightforward. Alright, so yeah, you can pick up enemies too. Not going to happen very often. You can pick up certain not really weapons, but you can pick up like beehives and possible other explosives too. But yeah, so in terms of beat 'em up mechanic, you just press B to punch, obviously. And then depending on which direction you're pressing, Crash will do like a different type of beat 'em up technique. So for instance, this is just regular B, and this is like just up B. This is down, and this is like back B. I think he's got like a double like forward B thing here. And for the most part, like, yeah, it's kind of like an uppercut situation. It's not a bad game, I promise. I get the hate, but, like, personally speaking, I've always enjoyed this game, and I still do. That's not even me being sarcastic either. I genuinely enjoy this game, and hell, I even enjoy, Purple to a point, you know? Oh, yeah, sometimes I don't think you're able to go back through a level, so you gotta be very careful, like, with what you're going here with. However, most of the time you can go back. You can backtrack. I don't know why that specific area was just not letting me. Who knows? Might have been no, I think it was a checkpoint thing. That's why. Yeah, if you get like a checkpoint, then you can't really go back between levels. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, talking about the other thing in question here, the other game. I have not played Crash the Titans on the Wii. I don't have it that I know of. I think I had Mind of a Mutant for Wii, maybe. No, I think I have for PS2 as well. It's been a bit since I've looked at my games, apparently. But yeah, so I have the Game Boy one, I have the DS one. I will probably not be doing the DS one because with the way that emulation is and all that stuff nowadays, it's kind of hard to even do it. I don't really have a capture card to do it, so, you know. Blah, blah, blah. You can just break down boulders. There you go. Fuck the story. Who cares? Ah, yes. I think they're called Snipes. I think that's what their names were. If I remember correctly. These are medium-sized enemies. I think the other guy had was like a large version enemy. Because they have different variants of them when you go buy them at the vending machine. I was going to explain that earlier, but totally forgot to. Anyway, I don't plan on doing the DS one, but the thing is, when I was younger, I used to fucking not like both the console one and the DS one, but I always liked the Game Boy one for some odd reason. And nowadays, well, I mean, I'm okay with, you know, I'm fine with a console one nowadays, but back then I hated the DS one so much. I hated it so much, but now I don't mind it nearly as much. I think it's fine. It basically is a Crash game with beat 'em up mechanics, because you do go forward, you do go right, or whatever, and you do collect, you know, like gems, or I'm pretty sure, yeah, you collect boxes. Yeah, you break crates to get a gem and all that stuff. So for the most part, it works relatively about like what a normal Crash game should, in quote, work. All right, so you have tough, tougher, and then I guess what the final level is like, badass or something. I don't know. It's like Borderlands. What's that, a little rat? Yeah, it's a little evil rat. It's all pissed off. It's like a South Park rat. I miss old South Park humor. That, and I also miss like old South Park designs too. You know, the little rats were so basic and everything. That made it a lot more funnier. I've always said that simplistic things make things a lot funnier to me. All right, so this little tool here thing is just a nice, easy. You punch it, you're done. To get these to activate, I think we have to. Yeah, I think we have to do that. Also, Crash is, for what it's worth, he is a little bit slippery. That shouldn't be too big of a problem, though. I can handle it. I've played this game a million times. I'm fine with it. But just giving you guys an idea, like, here's... Okay, let me just get up here real quick and show you. Here's me holding right, letting go. See that? Alright, holding, let go. Holding, let go. Holding, let go. Yeah, so it's kind of a bit icy. Which might, you know, hinder some people's opinions on the game. They might be like, oh, well, if it's going to be like that, that's fucking dog shit. I hate it. I should probably throw those from now on. I honestly should. This game's also really easy. It's incredibly easy, and that's what kind of makes me a little bit sad, is there's not even like a variant of challenge. But, you know, I still enjoy it for what it's worth. Also, obviously, when it comes to tougher enemies, they tend to take a little harder, or more times to kill. If you're running on a Titan, it takes about 2 hits to get him in a stun. Crash takes maybe a little bit longer than that normally. But the fun thing about being on a Titan, though, is mainly the 2 hits. You get like a nice good couple hits and you're pretty much good. Usually, no matter like how tough the Titan is supposed to be specifically. Also, we should, in theory, be able to get almost... Not every collectible. This will not be 100% because I don't really know exactly where everything's at. I tend to kind of miss a lot of spots. I was going to say, I think I might have to jump down or jump off. Would you just blow up the other one, please? Thank you. God damn. Well, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work all the time. Even like a normal special is just not enough to usually kill them. I forgot that you have to actually punch the Titans yourself for that to work. You can't just let them die on their own. Wow, a red Doom Monkey. Nothing really inherently different besides it just the same thing as all the other Doom Monkeys. But yeah, if you take this game at like face value and just enjoy it for what it is, it's pretty fun. It's just dumb, mindless fun. I wouldn't say dumb. That's kind of mean to it. It's just a thing. Also, if you want to grind for Mojo, which I don't know why you would really realistically want to anyway, because there's really no point. You get plenty of Mojo in this game all the time anyway, so it's fine. Oh yeah, I guess it falls down, don't it? Just checking for things. Okay. Yeah, there's no real reason to grind for Mojo. 9 times out of 10, you'll probably end up with, like, all the upgrades by the end of the game anyway, so it's no biggie. Oh yeah, Crash can sometimes do that, but that's usually if there's multiple enemies around you. Oh man, you know what? I've been going on, like, trying to get, you know, a Game Boy buying spree, right? And, I always forgot there was another game I used to have on Game Boy. Ghost Rider. Right now, I would like to get... I never had them, but I wouldn't mind having, like, Season of Fire for Spyro and Attack of the, you know, Rhinox, which I did see for, like, I think $30 or whatever. I'm like, oh, maybe. But I didn't buy it at the time. I was like, I'm good. I didn't have those games, but it would be nice to have them. But I wouldn't mind having, like, Spyro Purple, even though or Spyro Orange. I never owned Spyro Orange myself. My brother did, but I wouldn't mind just having it, just in the off chance of just having it, basically. And Sonic Advance 2, not 1, because I never had 1. I always had 2 and 3. I have 3 now. Sonic Battle would also be something else, too. But now that I remembered, it's like, oh shit, I forgot I had Ghost Rider. So that was another relatively decent beat 'em up back then too. I actually enjoyed both it and the console version of it. Sorry if the lightning's getting annoying, but not much I can really do about that. Besides, of course, you know, obviously hop off the Titan. Does it go back down? Okay. There's one that goes back up, so I gotta be very careful with which ones do what. By the way, I don't really need to collect all the Wumpa fruit. It's just more of a case of, like, might as well do it because... Also, in this first level, this first world, I should say, there's not much in terms of pits, like things that you can really, truly fall down in. So, honestly, if you see a pit for, like, most of it, like this main area stuff, chances are you're probably okay to jump down it and be fine. Oh yeah, I think they respawn these guys. Because there's like a thing that you gotta go do. They typically do that where it's like, oh, if you need to go do something, they'll respawn Titans. Which, again, you could use that to your advantage to then, you know, gain upgrades, right? But, or Mojo to get upgrades, of course. Also, in this game, it's much better just to be on a Titan as long as you possibly can. It's not needed, it's not necessary, but it's one of those things where it's like, you might as well do it. Because it'll save you a lot of trouble. Crash is only really useful when it comes to platforming. Everybody else is basically kind of like a... Yeah, you might as well just be on him. It's essentially the same thing with Crash the Titans on console. Where, like, if you're going to be playing the game, you might as well be on Titan as much as you possibly can. Because, you know, they kill fast, they kill well, damage, you know, that kind of thing. You get more damage. Also, bees, I don't think, do damage. I believe they only just stun the enemy for a period of time. In other news, this is just more so like a me thing, not really going to affect you guys too much. At least it shouldn't in theory. I'm contemplating whether or not I want to get the Elden Ring DLC or not. Because, like, on one end, you know, I'm sure I have the ability to do it, but I'm so bad at Elden Ring anyway that I feel like I don't think I could probably do it. And don't get me wrong, that's not like a case of like, oh, I'm hitting on the DLC, like it's not worth it. I'm sure it's probably worth it. Oh, I'm sure. FromSoft are pretty good at that stuff. It's just that when it comes to me, like, I feel like I'm not prepared for such a thing just yet. I need to wait a while, probably. Get better at a game. Get better at the game before I can really start to delve into it. And the thing I was trying to, like, contemplate about was getting that versus getting, like, Lies of P. Because they're roughly about the same price, and I'm like, well, if I'm going to buy one, I might as well buy one of them. Press up. Okay, cool. You can attack two enemies at once with spin attack. But, of course, it's, you know, usually when there's, like, one guy behind you or one in front of you. That kind of thing. You'll probably never see the spin attack very often. So, if you like Crash, I'm sorry. This is definitely not a game for you. Yeah, see what I mean by, like, you can just jump down in pits and... Sometimes they're there. Oh, I guess it does do a little bit of damage, huh? Oh, there's our spin. Okay, cool. We might see it more often than I thought we did. Maybe the complete opposite. Maybe it's probably, like, all the time. Also, not this song in particular, but a lot of the first world music is, like, the very first level. I love that music. It's really good. I'm probably gonna get, like, a ton of dislikes. Just like I did with Crash. Well, with Crash Bandicoot it was, like, one. But, you know, even just one dislike, you know, feels like it's more than it really is. It doesn't really affect me nearly as much. But, you know, it's just one of those things. You're like, oh, that sucks. Well, I usually just question why. You know, like, why all of a sudden did I get, like, a random dislike on a video? It's just weird, like, out of nowhere. Okay. It's most likely, not most likely, it's most of a thing of, like, what did I say or what did I do wrong? To piss somebody off. Like, I'm just genuinely curious. But I feel like with this game, there's a potential chance it's probably going to get a lot of just not very liked. And I can understand that because to some degree, like with Crash Purple, it's like people don't really tend to like that game very much. And honestly, like, I can see why, and I get it. You know, I used to be a Crash Purple not liker as well. Although, well, I mean, I never really was that same way with this game, you know. The console one, yeah, sure, of course, but I want to stay on that so I could just not have to jump back up and go get it. Because that shit disappears, and I kind of want to get my wumpa fruit when I can, you know. Also, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing, like, just regular 45-minute videos, of course, the norm that's around here. However, the worlds seem to be long enough to where I could probably do a whole world in one video. Possibly. There's only like 5 or 6. I mean, it doesn't really matter, I guess. Yeah, but if I do that, I'll have to stop the video and restart the video and start to the next thing. There we go, finally. Maybe you don't hold down the button and do it. That's probably what's going on. I keep fucking up. I kept wondering why. Another thing I didn't like about the DS one, I still kind of don't. I don't like the Titan designs. I think they're really fucking ugly in the DS one. Yeah, just don't hold the button when you're doing that. There you go. I still think they're ugly as shit. Personally speaking. Oh, great. I have to actually jump off him. Which might loot, yep. I was gonna say, if I do that, it might make me lose my stuff for it. That's fine. If we need another Titan, we just go buy one. There's a vending machine right there. We'll be fine. We got plenty of gems. Oh, I fucking forgot that Crash can grab wedges. Holy shit. Vicious. Here we go. Alright, let me guess. It's just... of course. So I guess it doesn't really matter what type of Titan it is. It's dependent on the color of the Titan. Like, color depends on the strength of it, which I didn't think that was really much of a thing, but... Well, here we are. And now I know. Knowing is just half the battle. Well, there goes my tougher enemy. My vicious, I mean. And you get more mojo from it too, which is nice. So basically, yeah, if you got gems, you might as well spend them. And oh, that killed. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think if you die, I believe it saves most of your stuff, but not all of it. So we're gonna go back down there, do all that again. God damn it. Okay, so spin attack happens more often than I actually thought it would. Oh, damn. Okay, cool. Again, realistically, I don't need all the wumpa fruit, but I wouldn't mind just having as much as I can. Just to be able to get all the upgrades that, you know, the health upgrades mainly. I'll worry about that stuff when I get to there. There we go. Yeah, notice how the crystal has lasted much longer than it did before, especially around the first time, because holy shit, that thing did not last remotely nearly as long as it should have. Yeah, this is what happens when you're fighting like a tougher enemy. You tend to get bullied a lot, and that's very obnoxious. Also, this game's very generous when it comes to like checkpoints for the most part. I usually don't remember having too much of a problem with checkpoints. I mean, the game for the most part is relatively pretty straightforward, pretty linear, and pretty just, you know, kind of easy to go through. So. By the way, I think you can actually check your upgrades. Like when you're going to get your upgrades next. I don't know, maybe not. Okay. Might be in a different menu, maybe. Who knows. Okay, so this time I know for sure not to buy. Oh yeah, so it does keep my tikis, which is nice. Yeah, there's no point in buying a fucking Titan if there's one right here. I mean, in all honesty, like, I could just kick this guy's ass, take him. Well, I can't anymore because he's stuck. So just kill him off. Nice. Yeah, I don't really technically need to go through the whole explanation of like why Crash of the Titans is what it is. Well, I don't really know exactly why per se. Like, I don't know the full context as to why they decided to make it that way, which I think, if I remember correctly, I think it was Radical Entertainment that made Titans. I want to say something like that. I forget exactly all the games they did, but I'm pretty sure they're the ones behind this quote-unquote atrocity. Ah, if you get enough crystals, your jacking power increases too. That's very nice. I think it just means, like, maybe the Titan's health might be more, possibly. Or does it just mean more damage? Maybe it is health. I'm kind of taking a little bit more hits than I did before. I'm getting comboed, though. But, I mean, Works. Yeah, I don't know the exact story as to say why they did make it, but one thing I can say though is like, I mean, that's fine. I mainly didn't want to have to discuss like, oh, well, the difference between this and Crash Bandicoot, like regular Crash. I might do that every once in a while, just in the offhand, because I like to talk about things, but it's probably pretty obvious by now what the differences are. I mean, it's still a platformer at heart, so there's that at least. And in all technicality, same thing with the Spyro one, you know, Legend of Spyro series. Like, it's still a platformer for what it's worth at the end of the day, so. Also, I don't know if gems give me anything extra in terms of, like, upgrades. Maybe. Okay, these electric eels might be pretty weak. Because if he died by just a regular snipe shot, that's pretty damn abysmal. I'm gonna hop off. God damn it. Let me just hop off Skype real quick. Yeah, maybe I should do like a world an episode, because I feel like these things are gonna get kind of long. Well, what's funny is they're not even really that long either. They're all about the same in terms of length, I feel, but something about this one right now is just going on for a while, and it's gonna show like, yeah, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to beat a level. That's a bit of time, you know. It's like 5 episodes worth, give or take. So maybe a little bit longer than Huge Adventure, which hopefully should be finished this weekend. We'll see if I have to do it on my own or not. I don't know. I'm saying that just in the off chance of, like, if I can't get things to work out very well with things, then fudge it, you know. I kind of want it done, you know? So I wouldn't mind just doing it on my own as well, just to get it over with. Technically, it doesn't really matter, but my brain is doing that thing of, like, oh, you should finish it. Like, it's just right there, you should go finish it. It's like, I know, but technically it's a 2-player thing, so even though I could do it, I also probably shouldn't. Just one of them things. Yeah, sorry about, like, if commentary might get a bit boring, which I know some people might be like, you know, why you sound so depressed about, like, commentary all of a sudden? Like, that's not normal. I don't know, like, I feel like when it comes to these games, like, there's not really much to talk about. I feel like people are just not gonna really care much, but the thing is, I have a problem where, for some reason, I care too much about what, you know, people think, but I don't mean to say that. I'm mostly talking about, like, that in terms of, like, the quote-unquote haters, I guess you could say. Like, I don't know why I care so much, but, like, that's just a thing that we do, right? We care too much about shit that we shouldn't. In all fairness. It's just a bad habit of mine that I need to figure out how to kick it. That's all. I should just play how I want to play, right? So that's the thing, like, you can tell me to do that all the time, and then I'm just not gonna, you know, like, deep down in my brain, it's not gonna listen. It's not gonna fully listen to that, you know? That's what annoys me the most. That's how I do that. Need to work on that. Also, when it comes to getting mojo combos, I think it's, you have to jack from one enemy to another, and then you can get more from it. I think there's a limit, probably. Like 3, maybe? 3 per. 3 Reaper. I want to say down there is... Yeah, thought so. Okay, so, Welp. I think it's just going to have to be a world of video at this point. I'm curious, what's over here anyway? Probably the way to go, in all fairness. Okay, can one of you just fuck off and die? Okay, yeah, this is where the slippery thing is starting to get kind of annoying. Where things are getting kind of a little funky. Worst come to worst, I'll just come back here, I'll check it. I'll check and see if this is a place I need to go back to or not. Wait, yeah. There's always this little noise in the background in the song that bothers me. It sounds like a monkey whimpering. And I don't know if it's a part of the song or if it's the Titan I was punching, or maybe the Doom monkeys. I don't know. It could be a number of things, but for some reason they do that. Also, gems give you health back. It's really weird. This game's weird, to be fair, but I like it. It's like Bionicle Heroes on Game Boy, where I like it enough. However, with Bionicle Heroes on Game Boy nowadays, I mean, back then I would 100% it, but now I don't care anymore, man. 100%ing Let's Plays is kind of a pain in the ass. It can be. It sure can be. Figured. Oh yeah, that's right. That's the way we have to go. Yeah. Duh. I don't know how I all of a sudden just forgot about that. Oh boy, yeah. But hopefully you guys are enjoying a little bit of the quote-unquote variety of games that I have on my list. The variety of things, yeah, sure. Like I have, you know, a bunch of those Souls games going on. I wouldn't mind even possibly even starting up Sekiro at some point, but I keep saying that, yet it hasn't come yet, because, you know, I just don't really have... I technically have the time, but I'm doing other things as well. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff going on. Well, it's mainly like, you know, space on my PlayStation and all that. Yeah, it looks like we lost our mojo there. That sucks. We lost our mojo, baby! Now, that movie is technically old. And that's insane to me to think about that. Like, I fucking grew up watching Austin Powers. I love Austin Powers, you know? Why do I keep saying you know? Like, I'm asking you guys a question. Like, how are you gonna know any of this shit? I mean, sure, like, if you watch all my stuff, I'm guessing, you know, back to back, you could probably eventually find out that, like, oh yeah, he likes Austin Powers. Wow, who would have guessed? That sounds like something he would do. Yeah, bad idea to grab that crystal right after. Oh, well. Crash, goddammit, get up there. I was gonna say, I saw a Nitro Kart crate. I keep calling it Nitro Kart. Which, speaking of Nitro Kart, I've considered a possible adventure mode run through a Nitro Kart, but I don't know. I'm not very 100% too familiar with the game. I mean, it's fucking adventure mode, shouldn't be that hard. But I don't know. You know, if I do 100%, then that could possibly cause some issues. Oh yeah, I would suggest not maybe grabbing the wumpa fruit right then and there. Alright. Our first true technical boss. Well, besides, of course, Cortex. It is none other than Dingodile, because why not? Because you gotta have Dingodile as like the first boss in every goddamn game now. I think he was like the first boss in Crash 3, right? Yeah. Alright, so now we can jack onto him, which is pretty insane when you think about it. You can technically play Dingodile in this game. Yeah, this came out before Crash 4. Well, then again, you can play Dingodile in Bash. So, I mean, it's not like it's that crazy. I think for this fight, you have to specifically use him to latch onto a different Titan, and then use said Titan to get damage, so that way you don't die. Yay, extra life. Okay. Yeah, that's another weird thing, too. Ooh, wow. Bronze Arena has been unlocked. You know, I've never done those. Huh. Wait, how did... I'm not even gonna ask how he did that without hands. He's got magic powers. He could probably pick things up off the floor. Who cares? Crunch has been taken prisoner by Tiny Tiger by order of Neo Cortex. Alright, on to Crunch. Oh yeah, we gotta use him as a... Oh, fuck. These, I think, also have a 100% limit to them, too. God. Shit. Hopefully you like those little things in the, Hopefully you like these in Entrance. Although these ones go, you know, a completely different way, but... Instead of going toward the screen, we go away from said screen. And I want to say that these do count toward 100%. Is there any way to go faster? I mean, I'm going as fast as the game will let me, so... Oh, well. Who cares? Who cares? Alright. Well, World 1 down. And yeah, like I said, there's like 5 worlds, so I might as well just record them in, I guess, worlds, I guess. It'd make more sense. Probably be a lot easier that way. Let's see, did we technically 100% the... I mean, we sort of did. Okay, now I'm curious. Yeah, these are the 3 main levels. And they have Crash Rush. Which I think that's... Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, we could try for it again. And we'll try out the Bronze Arena. I'll show that off, I guess. Why not? I'm pretty sure it's what I think it is. I'm pretty sure it's probably just beat up a bunch of enemies and call it a day. But yeah, there's... this is a bad place to kind of put out the video because no one's going to get this far in watching the end of the fucking Crash the Titans video, but... Oh, you just get 10 gems. Okay, cool. Wow, what a fucking waste of time. I want to start up Persona 3 at some point. However, I am working on Persona 4 Golden on my friend's channel right now. Maybe one day I'll do Persona 4 on my channel, but... For right now, I wouldn't mind doing, like, P3 FES in the future. Hopefully this weekend, but you never know. We'll see. By the way, I have no idea how many rounds there are. So I'm just going to try this out, and then we'll find out that way or another. If I had to guess, there's probably like maybe 10. It looks like there's no mojo, so we can't just grind for, you know, anything like that. It's all Wumpa Fruit based, baby. I would also recommend using this specific Titan, because he's usually, most of the time, in my opinion, the strongest of the Titans when it comes to anything. I mean, yes, you have the guy that does shoot up bees, like the frog guy that has like bees or whatever. And that guy can stun enemies. And I don't know, I feel like Snipe is kind of shit. But if this game has taught me anything, it's probably best just to switch jacks, so that way I can get more, you know, better Titans. Because I think red is probably like the vicious color. I think. These guys are too easy. This is pretty much all you do for right now. Kind of sucks, kind of... Ooh, wow, okay. I get to straight up fight fucking Dingodile. Oh, okay. Oh, that's not it? Oh, well. That round hasn't finished exactly yet, so... Could be why. I was hoping that would hit more than one, but... Oh, well. Are you serious? I just fought... What the fuck else do you want me to do? How long is this damn arena? Jeez. Maybe they're spawning in because they expect you to get your ass whooped by Dingodile. That's probably why. No, that can't be it, right? Like, come on, there's too fucking many of these things. Oh, that's it. What do I get? Anything? You've earned the rank Battle Master. Okay. I mean, the island itself's 100% complete. So, I, as far as I know, this does nothing. I have no clue. 100%. So, if I 100% the entire game, so be it. You know, I don't really care. That's not the plan, but we'll see. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all next time for some more Crash of the Titans on Game Boy. And as always, take care, everybody.